Hello strong and stable participants, Stephanie here on a rather chilly Hamilton morning, so I'm well decked out in big thick socks and my big jumper, but hopefully you'll be able to see the parts of me that you need to see to be able to do this little workout with me. So we're going to do a short workout for lower limb strength. There'll be a little bit of work for the quads and the glutes and the hamstrings as well, but we're mainly thinking about muscles of the lower leg, keeping them really strong, and the muscles of the ankles and foot, and flexibility of the ankles and foot. Sorry, my little boy Dommy's just arrived to be part of the scene with a great clash of the cat door. Just checking he didn't have a little bird in his mouth. He's going to do some naughty scratching of the carpet now. Anyway, here he is, Dommy, my little boy. So we're going to warm up first because it's really, really important that you do some warming up for the lower limbs before you start working. I'm going to do a certain number of repetitions. If you can do more than me, great, go for it. If you can't do as many as me, that's okay. You just stop and have a rest when you need to. So pain in the knees, pain in the hips and the joints of the ankle and the foot, then you should stop straight away and have a think about whether you need to continue or not. You need a chair to hang on to. You need any distractions like a cat out of the way. And we're going to use a little bit of music just to make it a tad more interesting. So workout number 1, let's do the warm-up. So we're going to do a warm-up that's nice and easy, marching on the spot. Oh my goodness, what a show off. He does have a very attractive tummy though, wouldn't you say? So just marching. You might want to sit down and do this march, and that might be a little bit loud. Good. And you might want to swing your arms up and down, nice and gently. Good. 4 more. 2 to go. Lovely. And then a little wriggle of the shoulders, and keep that march going. All right, I'm going to go to some heel digs. When the cat gets out of the way, heel digs. Nice. Just make this very gentle. And you might want to swing your arms a little bit. Good, come back to the march. Take your feet apart. All right, let's do some little wee baby squats. We're keeping our chest up, resting our hands on our thighs, all of the weight going into the heels, and just a few little squats. Let's do 4 more. All right, come back to a march. Now I'm starting to feel warm, not warm enough to take my jumper off, but I know my legs are feeling like they've probably had enough. Yours may not be ready yet. So let's maybe do 1 more minute. Toe points. That's it, stretching that toe out, trying to really think about the work in the ankle, and you might add a little push. Good. Let's do 8 more. And another 4. And I'm going to come back to a march. Now if you think you need to do a little bit more, I want you to keep marching around the house or jiggling on the spot, or maybe just rewind the video and do this bit again. Okay, so now I'm going to start marching, and I'm really pushing the balls of my feet into the floor. So I'm not walking on my toes, but I'm pushing hard through the balls of my feet. Do you want to try that with me? Good. So I'm really feeling the bottoms of my feet, and then a normal march. Now just put a bit more weight into your heels and march. That's the way. Good. Now balls of the feet pushing out through the toes. Lovely. Feet a little bit apart. I'm just going to move back away from the chair a bit. swing my arms up and down, down, little lift, down, little lift, down, just up on the toes. All right, one or two more, and let's hope we're all good and warm. So I'm going to start my workout seated. I'll turn that up a tiny bit. Okay, so sitting nice and tall in the chair, you might want to put a cushion behind you if you need some support for your back, and just make sure the chair doesn't tumble down the stairs there. So first exercise is a heel raise. So I'll do the first set sitting down and the second set standing up, and you can sit down with me or you can stand up the whole time. So we're coming up on the toes and down. I'm going to lean onto my legs to give a little bit of weight, so that as I'm doing my heel raise, I'm going to make my calf muscles and my ankles work a bit harder. Good. So we're going to do 8 more. And another 4. 4, 3, 2, last one. Now, just have a little jiggle round. You might want to do your next set sitting down, or you can come with me and do them standing up. So my feet are hip distance apart, I'm standing nice and tall, pulling my abdominal muscles in, and away we go. Up, down, up. So a little heel raise. Good. Now if this is feeling a bit too much, or you've decided you're not warm enough, you can stop the video, have a little bit of a walk around, do a bit more marching on the spot, and come back. Alright, let's try for 4 more. You might find that the muscles right up the back of your legs are working. 2 more. Lovely. Alright, little shake out for the legs, and let's go to the toe risers. So, once again sitting tall, and you can lean down, up come the toes. And so we're really trying to work the muscles at the side and to the front of the side of the leg, if that makes sense. So this is the ones down here on the outside of the shins. The more weight you lean onto your legs, the harder they have to work. Just be careful you don't lean right onto the kneecaps. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. All right, you can do your second set sitting down, or you can do it standing up with me, or you might do the whole lot standing up. So once again, I'm going to stand with my feet hip distance apart, holding on to something, up nice and tall, and I rock back onto my heels. Good. So just watch when you do that, you don't stick your backside way out. So we're just wanting to work, pulling those toes forward. That's the way. Now if you want to do these a little bit slower, you can do them a little bit slower. So you should start to really feel those muscles in your lower legs doing some work. Let's do 4 more. And 3. And 2. And that's our last one. All right, let's just have a little bit of a shake out, a little bit of a jiggle on the spot. So now I'll do the next one with standing first. It's a toe to heel roll. So once again, I'm going to reset myself up nice and tall, feet hip distance apart, and starting on the heels, roll onto the toes, roll back onto the heels. So it's quite slow and quite smooth. So I come up onto my toes. You can really feel the muscles all the way up the back of my legs, right up into towards my backside, working. So I get right on my toes and I stay there for a moment, then I roll back right onto my heels and I stay there for a moment. So let's do 4 more, and back, and 3, and back, and 2, and back. And here's the last one, right up on the toes and back onto the heels. You can see a little bit of my backside starting to stick out too much there. So it's the same thing when you're sitting down. Okay, so we've got heels on the floor, we roll onto our toes, up onto our heels. So working into the ankles a little bit more. So you go toes and heels, and toes and heels. And we could add a little bit of weight on a pussycat. So heels and toes, and heels and toes. Let's see if we can do about 4 more. And up, and 3, and up, and 2, and up, and last one, and up. Once again, you could lean on your legs if you don't have a cat that's going to sit on them. All right, the next exercise you can only do if you've got a ball. All right, and you're going to put the cat on the floor because it's not going to work. This doesn't work standing up, it's a sitting down exercise. So if you don't have a ball at home, you could do a few more heel toe rolls. So once again, I'm sitting tall, got my heel on the ball, and I'm going to roll so the toe goes on the ball and then the heel. And it's a slow movement, really trying to get some movement into your ankles. So heel and toe, and heel and toe. One very insistent little boy here. Come on then. Okay, so toe and heel, and toe and heel, toe and heel. Good, let's do 2 more, and 1 more. Good, and then we swap legs. So if you don't have a ball, perhaps you could just be doing a heel and toe point. If you've got a ball, get the positioning right. So toe and heel, and toe and heel. Making sure you do about the same number on each foot, and trying to get that toe right up onto the very top of the big toe. Let's do 3 more and roll, and 2 more and roll, and last one. There we go. Now pop the ball out of the way if you have had it there, and we're on to our last exercise. Okay, so it's a march, flat feet, then I'm going to march on my toes, come back to flat feet, and then go to my heels. And this works pretty well, sitting down, and flat feet, up on your toes, pushing the front of your ankles forward, and flat feet, and heels, onto your toes, back to flat feet, up onto your toes. Good, 1 more flat feet, and 1 more toes. Excellent. Now that might be more than enough for you, but if you want to do another set, we could do another set standing. Make sure you've got a chair handy. So I'll turn side on so you can see. I'm marching with flat feet, then I come on my toes. You might want to hang on. Much more work for the legs standing up, flat feet. And roll back onto your heels and march. A little bit harder, flat feet. Good, and up onto your toes. Lovely. Back to flat feet. Excellent. And then just have a shake out. Now we're going to do a little stretch. So you're going to put your feet not quite side by side, so sort of adjacent, with a little gap in between, keeping your back heel on the floor and both feet pointed forward. Just let that back leg bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Good. Change feet, both feet pointing forward. We bend, thinking about the back leg, and straighten, bend all my weight is in the back leg. And straight. Another one. Bend and straight. Bend and straight. Good. And then just a few little circles. Up and down both ways with the circles. And the other one. Circles, round and round. Back the other way. And up and down. We have a little shimmy shake. And you should feel like you've done some work for your lower limbs. So there's going to be 3 more exercises for the lower legs. Don't do them all together, will you? Just one exercise sequence a day. And maybe a day in between. Okay, signing out for now.